Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Welcome, my brother. Welcome.
This is gonna be our official first episode.
Yeah, this is the time where we want to launch our podcast actually, and we'll start by introducing ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm here with my brother. Um, he's gonna kick off the podcast for today.
Welcome guys. Welcome guys. Hey, this is so it's becoming real.
Yes,
It's becoming real. We've been talking about this thing for
for
how
a
long?
long time
Yeah.
now.
Well, to not cut the long story short, my name is Naz, and I have here my brother Emmanuel. That we're gonna be running this podcast for you guys.
Yeah,
Uh, we're introducing you to life as we know it.
that's it. Yes, that's the name of our podcast, Life As You Know It, aka LAWKi.
Yeah, you get it down. LAWKi, that's the name. So basically what we're gonna be talking more about in this podcast pretty much is we will dive deep into the moments, challenges and experience
That
that shape
shape
our
our world.
world in
Yeah.
general, like our day-to-day life, like everything we do basically, right? You
Yes.
know, from our everyday struggles, right?
To extraordinary victories that we've shared, the tears that we've cried, the joys and moments that we've, leaped for happiness, all of it all. We are going to share it here, and it's going to be raw, real, and unfiltered.
So, hey, guys, whether you are here for inspiration, insights, or just fresh perspective on life as we know it, you've come to the right place, guys, because we're going to keep it 100 with you. This is live as we know it, also known as LAWKi, and it starts right now.
Yeah, so let's talk, let's grow, and let's navigate this journey together.
Thank you, my brother. So, hey, like I said earlier, it's our official, first
Launching,
episode.
yep.
Yeah, so it's happening.
Yeah.
It's
And we're
happening,
going to
man.
keep it raw as we have mentioned.
Yeah.
So this might not be perfect, but we are here to, express ourselves in our fullness, so we want you guys to experience us, in-depthly, just the way we know it, the way we think about stuff. We want to
Yeah,
share our thoughts with you.
yeah.
And we want to make sure you engage in the comment section. We don't want this video to just be out there without you guys engaging. We're here to keep you entertained and also help you learn based on our own perspective.
And also, we also want to learn from you guys as well too. So
That's right.
it's not just always about us, because here, we're sharing what we know, so we can learn from, because it's not the same everywhere. It's always greener on the other side.
That's
Everywhere.
right.
So
And just to what Nas just said, we all grew up from different homes,
yeah,
different countries, different races.
Yeah.
Culturally we are all different, but there is beauty in diversity. So if we're able to share our experiences based on maybe your country or your own home, if we're sharing something about our own homes, feel free to share about your own home. If it was different, if it's in your country and you think this is a different opinion, whatever it is, bring up your ideas. We want to hear it. That's what we want to do here.
Yeah, that's what we're all about. That's what we're all about. We want to, get people engaged with us. We want to be able to talk live. These our idea of podcast come into a depth, because every time we kind of hang out, we'll sit down, we start looking back, and we talk about everything that.
Exactly. We reminisce on stuff that have happened in the past, both good and bad memories, things that uplift us or whatever it may be.
Is it that that's how we connected though?
That's
remember,
right. Yeah, I
we met
remember.
at Planet Fitness
At the gym. We met at the gym,
like,
gym bros.
and we started talking, and the connection just
clicked immediately. When you see your Nigerian brother, for example, I'm sorry, but we are Nigerians, so when we see each other, we want to make sure we bond, and it's like we're how do I put it? We are reconnecting. It's almost like a reunion.
Yeah, but it's not. The thing is, sorry to cut you off. It's not really like that with everybody.
Right.
No,
right.
I've met multiple Nigerians, but it's not really like that with everybody. But when you find someone that you kind of connect, and you are just reminiscing, and thinking about life in general, we kind of
connect on that
connect
deep
on
level,
that level.
You're able to share
Our
freely.
first conversation was just more like we're more open, and we're just talking about something details. And I was like, dang, this is this is good. And the fact that we learn from it, like me personally, I learned from majority of our conversation, even sometimes that I'm the one giving you insight on things,
right?
and I'll end up like learning. I'm like, I should probably try that. I should
Yeah,
probably
he has been a very, very good resource. There are sometimes that I have some challenges that's bothering me in my mind, and I'll be like, let me tell this guy, man. And then he starts to tell me, see, don't worry about this. Just put your eyes off these. We're building each other up. Let me put it
that's
that
the
way.
whole point. And every time I give insight like that, like I always like it's just like, oh, so
You reflect on
why
it.
am I bothering on this thing? Even me personally, I'm dwelling on this thing as well too. That I'm just giving people a relief insight on. So why did I just like listen to
Honestly,
myself?
I learned this concept somewhere. I actually listened to there's this guy called David. I've forgotten his last name. He's also like a life coach or something. He said, if you want to fight fear, or the best way to learn something is to teach another person.
100%.
So when you are sharing those thoughts, trying to teach me something or help me, you are also learning.
That's the point.
And I've actually applied it recently. I remember I dealt with a lot of fear and anxiety, and I decided to go on my podcast to talk about fear and anxiety. And before you know it, I don't know if it's a magical thing or something, but I also started to feel more courageous.
Yeah, because it's like this time that they say that when you face your fear, like you're actually facing it. At that point, the moment you're talking about your problem in an uncomfortable settings, in terms of like talking to the public or bringing it out to the public, it's more like you're facing that fear.
Exactly, it has no grip on you anymore. But
So-
whatever you are hiding, if you are keeping it to yourself all the time, it actually has it has its hand about you. But when you share it out, like it's like you're not scared of it anymore.
Yeah,
So
100%.
there's a form of relief, that comes from that. And I don't know if it's a spiritual thing, but I can say it actually works.
Yeah, it's not really spiritual. It's just by nature. That's just we human being is like when the moment it's like, just imagine a quick little scenario, like when our parents, like we're scared about our parents, like, oh, when they come back they're gonna whoop us.
Yeah.
The moment like they haven't talked about it, we're still scared.
About
but the moment like they bring out a belt and like they do it, okay, it's over now. We're just gonna cry it over. It's over, right? It's over. It has happened.
Yeah, like what's the worst? And do you know that's another way of actually dealing with fear and stuff. Like sometimes think about it. Maybe you are thinking of a risk you want to take, and sometimes the best way to analyze this is what is the worst that can happen?
That's my approach to everything. Like
what's the worst?
When let's say if I'm going, like they always, some of my friends would call me a little bit more negative or something, but I focus more on the negative aspect of something because I want to prepare myself like
for the worst,
for what could be the worst thing that could happen out of it. Then I play the scenario over and over again. Then I see how I'm going to react to it, and that has helped me in multiple things, like not just my day-to-day, even at work or something. Like it might be a resolved issue to do something, then I'll be like, okay, if this thing go wrong, like what could possibly happen?
What could possibly happen? And
so I start treating the problem from that aspect of that mindset, like, okay, what could possibly happen? So if I could protect this thing not to like get to this point, then I can achieve success.
Exactly.
So if I can protect it, like it's like, okay, what could possibly happen if a police pull you over? Get a ticket.
You
right?
get a ticket,
so
you pay fine.
So, but what another thing that could possibly happen is if you're drinking and driving. So want to make sure if you're drinking, don't drive, or probably drive with more care, like more caution.
Yeah.
So when like I would be speeding sometimes, and I know like, okay, the police pull me over, they're just gonna give me a ticket. At this point, nothing else. Yeah. I'm not doing anything more than like 20 over. So worst case scenario, I'm getting a ticket. A big ticket.
That's right. So that makes me remember when I first got the first ticket I ever got. I was going from, I think I was coming back from St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
I was going to Rolla.
Oh.
And I was already close to Rolla. Like I have driven from St. Louis and an hour away, and I'm left with maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then these high patrol officers he was like, God. He has been following me for so miles now, and he noticed that he ended up giving me just ticket about in the range of above 10.
Okay.
He told me that I was like like 15 to 20 rate. That's what he told me.
Okay.
Above the speed limit.
Yeah.
But he then told me he's going to give me just 10. But to your point, right? After that day, I wasn't really scared because I'm like, it's just gonna be a ticket. Now, I'm not saying you guys should be speeding. That's not what we're saying here.
Listen,
But
it's the concept. Like, you know, if you're speeding, you should be expecting the consequence.
A consequence for
so
it.
The whole point of this whole talk is like, what could possibly happen if you don't do anything? If you're doing something wrong and you know you don't want the police to pull you over, probably don't call attention to yourself by speeding. You know what I'm saying?
Then you should act right, so
Yeah.
they don't put an eye on you.
So, you know, I'll watch like multiple videos about like police officers harassing people or something like that. Listen, to be honest, probably because of where we come from, you know, like how the police back at home are kind of like a little bit, I don't want to call them out, but they have their ways of doing their thing back at home.
It's crazy.
So, you know, I'll be like, why you exchanging words with the police? And I understand it's because of the level of, you know, people know too much in this country. They know their rights.
Right.
You know, we don't communicate right back. Like, we kind of don't really have that much of a privilege. It's so different. So when they talk to me, I only answer to what they ask me to do. I don't even be questioning them. Why do you stop me? I'll be like, the only very first time, like since I've been in this country, very first time I questioned a police officer was about a week or 2 weeks ago. I got pulled over, and it was because my tag was out.
Oh.
And I know for a fact I normally change that, like, because they normally come into the mail and you just change it. So I was like, no way. And I was in uniform too, so I was more confident. Like, you know, I was like, okay, what's up? Like, no way. I was laughing at me saying, yes, way. And I was like, no way. It was so funny, but I was like, this is ridiculous. I would have argued blindly, like, I have this tag correct. And he was like, no. And I said, okay, no problem. He said, okay, go get it fixed. And he started talking about my tinted glass. I said, bro, don't worry about it. Just let me go.
I think in this place, there's a permit for that, right? Like tinted glass.
Yeah, for certain levels.
Yeah,
I don't know the actual number. I think it's like 3.4 or something. Anything above that.
Man, I have a friend who has like, oh no, his zone is really bad. And he told me that the police here is kind of lenient.
Yeah, they're lenient.
You can get away
with it.
But
you know, the funny thing is, in Poplar Bluff is another city here in Missouri.
Okay.
If police pull you over with a tinted glass, they're ripping it off. They will rip it off.
Wow.
Yeah, they will rip it off. There's nothing you can do. And, you know, the ticket for tinted glass is just about $50 something.
Okay.
So they would rather be like, I would just rip it off, because I know if I give you the $50 ticket, you will keep on paying it. Like, you know, you just pay it and keep on leaving it there.
You know. But what's the advantage of tinted glass? So I've never had one.
So typically, like, for me, more of the reason was, like, I don't really like to drive past someone and, you know, looking at their side mirror and they like
see you.
I kind of don't really like it. I like to be the one seeing everything.
Can you imagine? So you want to see somebody else, but you don't want them to see you.
Police officer pulled me over, but like, I don't know, like, he said, I passed him. I wasn't speeding. I was on, like, that I was even pissed off. I wasn't speeding. I just passed him, and he was looking at me. He couldn't see me. I could see him, but I couldn't see me. He just like blinked and stopped. He said, I know for a fact that is like, that tinted glass is past the normal limit. I was like, no way. And he's the only person that gave me the ticket on the tinted glass.
The only time I've ever thought about tinted glasses was during summer. Man, it is so hot.
Yeah.
So I used to just think maybe these tinted glasses can help me reduce the ray of sunlight
that
gets into the car. I don't know if it will keep it from being too hot, but that's the only thing I've ever thought about.
It doesn't really protect. It doesn't really,
like, the heat still.
The heat is still there, but the only thing it does, like, if you're driving, because I don't really like driving with my sunshades on, so it kind of like
reduces that.
It kind of like reduces it a little bit.
Man, I've seen these things,
but it's horrible when you drive my car at night.
I was gonna say now, at night, what does it look like at night? Because when I'm coming back from work and I put like my dark shades on, I know how dim the light goes, and if it's evening time, I know how dark the road can be. So now imagine that, like, that's not safe for you to.
Well, the thing is, for me, because I kind of do multiple training, like driving, in Black Ops. Like, whenever we have our trucks out on a mission or something like that, they'll have us like drive with like night vision
Oh,
glass.
night vision
So
cameras.
they'll put it like
Oh,
there is no light at all.
oh,
No
okay.
light. You can only see like there's a little tail light that you can see to measure the distance between the
Where
truck in front of you and you. So I don't mind, because I know like the lights, people's like will tell me where they are, but the only problem I will have is if I see like some reckless driver that doesn't have their lights on. So
yeah, plus maybe an oncoming vehicle too has like this their full light on you, like
and that one doesn't affect me.
affect you
I will drive right.
right past it.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
So that's us chatting, and just about our life. Like, to be honest, we really have a very good topic we want to talk about, right?
Yep.
That we're like deliberating on, which is still part of the conversation we are saying right
Yep.
now. The fear, confidence, courage, building ourselves up
Feeling
to something.
anxiety and all that stuff.
But the whole come down to this question that it's been ringing bell in my head, like I want to ask, which is, what is the balance between ambition and contentment?
Can you have both? What do you think?
Seriously.
Tell us in the comment section. Do you think you can have both ambition and still be content?
Because that thing be worrying me, because when I look at my day-to-day life, I'll be like, listen, I want to move up in ranks. Like, I want
Go
this.
hustle.
I want to be this. I want to be that. Like, I set a goal for myself every year. Like, okay, I want to be this. I want to be that. But at the same time, I still want to feel confident with like in my space. So, I don't get carried away
by gimme,
by getting like I want to get this, like, just because when you drive too much, like you just keep on trying to like
get a lot.
then you lost your way and you don't even recognize how you've achieved. You just so worried about what you haven't achieved.
Honestly, I was, will I say, a victim of this mindset of just be ambitious, and it affected me in multiple ways. I didn't take rest at all. I just wanted to work. Everything in my mind is hustle. How can I get it? How can I get that? But a point came in my life where I realized, man, I need to chill. I need to take a break, and to celebrate the little I have gotten.
Yeah.
Just tell yourself, man, I'm proud of you. You did this. At least maybe just one day, or whatever your nature of celebration is, just do something for yourself. And then again,
So what you're saying now is that we can have both.
I think you can have both. You just need to strike a balance. But before we even dive deep into this, what do you think is ambition and contentment? How would you describe it in your own mind? What do you think?
Like, being ambitious is just more like, you're a go-getter. You set your mind up of something, like you always want better. You always want to, and ambitious can be more, it can be positive and it can be negative at the same time. Like, because if you can be ambitious by not chasing someone else's goals, typically, because when you're looking at someone else's goals and you want to be like, I want to be like this person, and you're working hard, to be like someone else's goals, it's still part of ambitious. Like, you have like, because it's still part of hard work.
But I think there's a positive side of it.
No, and that's why I said there's positive and it could be positive and it could be negative. So it depends on you as yourself. Like, okay, what am I being ambitious about? Okay, what kind of goal am I actually chasing? Is it my goal? Is it my dream? Or I'm just ambitious towards someone else's dream and someone else's goal?
I think I can see the negative part you're talking about, because the positive side I was going to say about chasing what somebody else wants is sometimes you get inspired by somebody or what they have achieved, and you'll be like, wow, this person did this, I would love to do it. But maybe if you are now thinking like this, oh, so this person did it, I'm also going to do it and show you that I can do it too. I think maybe it's a different energy.
No, you can get inspired like by multiple things. Like, you can get inspired by, like, oh yeah, this person do this thing, I might want to try it. But you have your home plan, you have your home goal set aside.
That's true.
So
That's
you
true.
get inspired by someone by the way they do their things or the way of their life, and you be like, okay, yeah, I want to. It's like you going to gym. Like you saw someone that is going to gym, getting their body, like it was like, okay, I kind of like that growth. Like I want to do something like that.
Something like that.
You
Well,
get
yeah.
inspired to do that, and you're like following that footstep. Like, okay, this person wake up 3 in the morning. I want to start wake up now.
That's a positive side of it.
You're still ambitious towards to get a goal that you want to personally achieve for yourself. But you're just following that person's route
because you're inspired
it's
by
different.
them.
But like, what I mean by like when you share someone else, that people who go is like, like now that the internet has like, turn the whole world, like this whole life crazy. Like,
Right.
You see, oh, this person is doing this. This person's a rapper. I want to be a rapper too.
Oh,
you get what I'm saying?
I see.
Even though like, and you yourself, you can easily tell like you're not really that great of a rapper.
That's not even your talent route or something.
So, it's just an illustration.
Yeah.
Like, it could be like that. So being ambitious is just more like a go-getter. Pretty much. Ambitious can be towards anything. It could be towards your healthy life. It could be towards your mental health. Depending on what you set your goal on being ambitious upon. So if it's it could be like, career level, be ambitious. Like, okay, you want to grow up becoming in a top manager or something at your company. Something like, you can still be ambitious towards that. You can be ambitious to create your own company.
That's right.
So start your own thing.
Yeah. And I think that's the way I think about ambition. For me, ambition is, just to paraphrase what you said, but in my own head, this is how it comes. Ambition is having like a big goal in front of you of where you want to be. Things that you love to achieve. That's how I see ambition. Whereas the hustle, I feel like it's another trait entirely. Because many people can have ambition.
Yeah.
But that hustle, only few people have that energy.
See, that's what I mean by ambition is a go-getter. I don't think it doesn't really necessarily have to be a very bigger picture. It could be, we can put the definition like that too. But when we look at it vividly, it's just more like a go-getter. Like you're ambitious. Like if you're at work, you want to take a lead or something.
That's ambitious.
You are showing, ambitious. They will see like, oh, you're showing ambition. Like, okay, this person want to become a lead or a manager. So that's why it's taking up on all these responsibilities, showing up and doing the right thing. It could be a little goal, and which means like you are just trying to like get to that high level so you can apply for a better thing in the future. But it's about like those little steps that you take is what you're showing ambition on. Like, like all those little steps that you're taking every single day. Going out to the plan is still showing ambition. Like, you showing up at your work the right time with the right uniform every time. It's still being ambitious. Like you are doing something.
Okay.
Now it might like, it could come like the negative part of it. Like, some people feel content, even though like they go to work and show up every day, they're just content with their position. They don't look for more.
They don't want to, yeah.
And so being ambition is like you're showing up every day to make a difference and to take that next step.
Up. You want to keep going.
Have a goal of like, okay, I'm going in there. I want to learn something today. I want to move up in ranks. Like every step I'm taking is towards this goal that I'm getting. No, I'm not just going there just like, okay, I'm going to work. Get paid and come back home. You get what I'm saying? So
I feel you.
That's what I feel like ambition is like. That's how I put it in the word. Like being ambitious is just more like a go-getter. Okay. Like, okay, I set a goal.
I see your point.
Yeah, I set a goal. I'm gonna make it. I want to like burn out 1,000 calories in 3 weeks. That's the goal, right?
Set the goal.
And being ambitious is like make sure you get that done.
Okay. And that takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah, like being disciplined is still like,
discipline to do that. So what do you think about contentment now?
See, that's the tricky one. I'm telling you, like, because I've been dwelling on it, like, even at work, I'll be dwelling on it, because being contentment is not literally bad.
Being contented, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like you're in a position of, you're showing some resilience, like be able to like take a step back and come back, bounce back. You can be content. It's healthy. But the way it, like the way they portray, the way the world is being portrayed, sometimes it kind of feel like you kind of giving up,
Yeah,
or
when you
you,
rest a little bit.
yeah, like you, that's how it make you like, but you can be content, it's healthy. I would
Yeah.
say contentment means healthiness.
Yeah, like
You're comfort.
it just means in my own head, it just means you're okay with your pace, the way you're moving, you're okay with what you're achieving, even if you still want more.
Mm-hmm.
You are not stopping, but you are just be like, well, this person made 1 million, but I made 5 million. I'm okay with it. I am still making progress. So for me, the only way to actually have that contentment is if you are measuring your growth by your yesterday to tomorrow, not another person's tomorrow with your own tomorrow.
Yeah.
That is the only way I think contentment can come. Also, maybe in a workplace, for example,
Yeah.
you know that if you did a great job and it was awesome, you didn't need to maybe take another person's role, like
Mm-hmm.
allow another person to shine. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll give an example. I have a new manager, for example,
Yeah.
and maybe I have to teach this manager something.
Mm-hmm.
I have showed up, people have known me already that, hey, this guy is excellent, this guy is good at what he does.
Yeah.
Now I tell this guy, hey, I want you to also show up as a manager. I want you to shine. So when I know answers to questions, instead of me to respond, I give it to him because I'm content with what I have done. I don't need to prove anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You don't need to prove anything. So I'm content with what I have done. Now I am, let every other person's journey move freely. Let them go at their pace. Let them shine. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but that's how it comes to my mind. Being content, it just means being saying this is enough for me at this point. Even if you still have the zeal to still go further, but at this point, let's take a step back. Let's rest a little. Depending on what we are talking about. But contentment, that is how I see it.
To be honest, like I understand what you're saying. I understand your perspective on that, but I don't think, and that's why I started my word, like, because the way we use contentment, sometimes it would make us sound like, okay, oh, I had enough. It's okay. I'm good. That's why I say I would rather call it like, okay, it's a position of healthy.
Yeah,
Like you
it's
are healthy.
healthy.
Like, because that point in time when you're content with something, you're kind of telling your brain, like, listen, this is not something we need to worry about. We've passed this.
Mm-hmm.
We good. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
we good. We're gonna make better. We're gonna do better.
better.
We good. It's not like we have enough, but we good.
That is, yeah. That means you don't feel
Pressure.
pressure.
So you don't put unnecessary. So being content, like you don't put unnecessary pressure
Pressure on
on you. Let me
yourself.
give you a little scenario. All right. When I got my job,
Mm-hmm.
I'm working with Mastercard. I got my job, and so I started out as an what's it called? When you sign up to an agent, like a contract worker,
Oh,
right?
okay, okay.
So I was just doing my thing. I show up to work. So another guy got employed as well to like through a contract worker. That's why I know, number one, contract workers. Even though like they make job search and be able to get a job in this country easy, but they are fucking. I don't want to use bad word on them. Like, no, like for real, if you are not smart enough and you don't know your worth, like yeah, they will screw you. Like they will literally screw you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they will tell you the company just offer, like, let's say for example, the company is offering like 50,000 hour, like $50 an hour. They will come to you and be like, yeah, the company is offering like 35.
And they will still take out of the 35, but pocket that other 15.
Yeah, like they will just tell you like companies offering like they can't go more than that, and they'll be like, okay. And if you don't know your worth, you accept that deal, and that's what you'll be getting.
That's crazy.
So, and this other guy got employed, so like same position, same role. And we're talking, and one day, and it was like, and I just asked him like, oh, yeah, like because it's Nigerian, so like, oh, how much, like you'll be like, it was, and he's like, oh yeah, they paid him so amount. Like, ooh, it's about like $10 difference from mine. Then
On
I
the
was
same role.
the same role. Then I was shocked, like, what's going on? But we are different, different recruits company. I'm like, oh. I was like, this
He
is
also came with a contractor.
he's a contractor, but like from
Wow.
different company. So I was like, damn, they pay you that? I wish I get paid that. And I was like, we were just like talking about it. I was so pissed, but at the same time, I was like, listen, you don't need to put yourself under unnecessary pressure. Put in the work and demand your raise.